Good afternoon, welcome back. Another exciting day. If you haven't come across one of my videos before, I'm Sarah and I'm from the UK. And back in November, my husband and I moved from the UK to Perth, Australia. We vlogged the whole thing, you can go back and watch a few of the videos, but I'm currently on a solo trip on the East Coast. So I spent a week in Sydney and today I'm off to Brisbane. Now I've always had a sleeper train on my bucket list, and guess what? Today's the day. We lived in Scotland and had family in the south of England, so I always had half an eye out for doing the kind of Scotland to London sleeper train, but it was always many times the price of flying, so we always either drove or flew. But this is about the same price as flying from Sydney to Brisbane, so I'm going on a sleeper train and I'm very excited to bring you along with me. I have no idea what's in store for me, except for the fact that I may have a bunk mate. So you can only book one bed, and as I said, solo on this trip, I couldn't book both of the bunks. So there's a chance that nobody would have booked the other bunk, and there's a chance that I will have a roommate. So I will try and capture it as much as I can. And yeah, it's just over 14 hours worth, and I have absolutely zero confidence that I'm going to get a wink of sleep. So I'll be arriving in Brisbane at 4 o'clock in the morning. This is all sounding a bit crazy, to be honest, but hey ho, it'll be an adventure. Home sweet home. What on earth am I doing? Oh dear. So we are about 20 minutes from takeoff, pushback, I don't know. Oh, I'm new to this whole train travel thing, and I thought I'd just give you a quick run around the room just in case I do get a bunk mate. So it's quite cool in here, that much I will say. Nice window, 3 seats. So I guess you could book 3 seats if you were just here for the day, and then there's a bunk up there that will pull down, and presumably this will get folded into a bed. Nice big window. Lots of storage up top. Storage. Coat hanger. Some curtains for privacy. And then if you go outside, then there is a toilet and shower which is shared with the next door cabin, which appears to be engaged at the moment. So I've just had a knock at the door and I am by myself, which, I don't know, it's going to be part of the adventure. You never know who you can meet on these trips, but yes, no, happy to have my own space. And they brought a snack pack. Oh dear, it's got some crisps and water and stuff in it. So yeah, happy days. So we're firmly on our way now. 5 minutes down, 13 hours and 55 minutes to go. What am I going to do? I've got some video editing to do, I've got a book to read, I've got some shows downloaded, and then of course there'll be some sleep to be had. I'm sure the next 14 hours will absolutely fly by. Can you see how confident I am in that? Either way, I'm sure it'll be fun. So here's the toilet. toilets in the bottom and there's the sink, and they both fold down so you can use them. And if you wanted to use it, there is even a shower. Well, I wasn't quite sure what I would make of that setup, but it was relatively pleasant. And as you saw, there was a shower, and you're also given a couple of little goodies. So here on the seat when I got in was a towel and a little goodie bag, which I will go ahead and open. So in the goodie bag we've got some shower gel, some earplugs, I believe. Oh no, a little cup. Earplugs, toothbrush, and some conditioning shampoo. I wasn't expecting that. Now there is a buffet car on board. I will be making my way down there at some point, but I, for the most part, am self-sufficient food and drink wise, so it'll just be if something tickles my fancy. And what almost did it was there was just an announcement that there are hot scones available. Hot scones with cream and jam for $5.50. I was almost tempted. It's definitely jokes on me for the dinner situation, so I had assumed that any food would be extortionate and probably not very good quality, so I got a sub, and there seemed to be quite a few options. There's a casserole, there's a couple of pastas, there's a vegetarian stew, and they're $13.50. So I can't comment on the quality because I'm not going to get one, but for $13.50, I mean, it's hard to go too far wrong. So next time, if I ever do this again, I will be foregoing the pre-food purchase and just giving a trial of what's on board. Good evening. So it is 20 to 10 and my bed has been made. It's time for me to get into my pyjamas. So I'll give you a quick look at the bed. I think I might have to take back what I said about not sleeping tonight. I've got 2 pillows and then a blanket with a sheet. So it's just folded down from the seats, and then if you had a second one, the other bunk would pull down from the top there. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to getting tucked in, putting on one of the many Netflix series I've downloaded, and hopefully getting some sleep. I'm sure you can hear that noise. I haven't quite decided where on the spectrum of grating to soothing it sits. I will report back. Good morning. So it's 3:25 Brisbane time, 4:25 New South Wales time. Maybe about 10 minutes ago I was woken up and given my little breakfast pack. It's got a coffee, some cereal, and to be honest, I don't really fancy any of it at this particular moment. So I'll tuck that away for later, perhaps. And yeah, so I was woken up with a knock on the door, handed my breakfast and asked if I wanted my bed up, which I decided I did. And yes, I didn't get no sleep, and I probably got more sleep than if I was sat in a seat, but only probably. Just the noises more than anything, but it was an experience. I can officially say that I have survived my first sleeper train experience. Australia tends to do like functional really well. Like they just like hit the nail on the head. No frills, no fuss, just get it done. And I think this train is a perfect example of that. It was at a price point that was comparable to flying. It could have been cleaner, that much I will say. but I almost didn't actually go. I almost cancelled my ticket after watching a few YouTube reviews, and yes, I was very pleasantly surprised. It's definitely not a deluxe luxury experience, but it got me from A to B in a very comfortable way. We were about an hour delayed getting in. There was some signal failures and some paperwork that needed to be done and whatever else. So yes, that was one slight complaint, and then the only other thing was something weird happened to the ventilation in the night. So as you saw, I was sort of cold, the aircon was on, and then all of a sudden my bed went down and the room went like really hot and quite sort of steamy. So yes, could have been cleaner, was late, slight ventilation issues at night, but as I say, would I do it again? Probably, yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if I could convince Jamie to come with me next time. So it's now 5:10 and I am off to make my way to my friend's house, and then she's built the itinerary for the rest of the week as she's a Brisbane local. So I've never been to Brisbane before, that much I should say. I have never been to Brisbane before. And so what better way to see it than in the hands of somebody who's lived here all their life. So I've arrived and I had a couple more hours sleep. I arrived at Trinetta and Matthew's looking like a bit of a zombie. Met Trinetta in the hallway of her house at 5 o'clock this morning. Had a couple more hours sleep, and now we're at the Lone Pine Sanctuary, which I've been informed is both the largest and
likely to be only
largest and only, or largest and oldest koala sanctuary. Oh my gosh, there's a, what is it?
Frilly, like that's a lizard. Anyway. I don't know if it's a frilly, what type of one it is.
Water dragon. Right, water dragon. Thank you. Anyway, the fun never ends. No koalas in WA, mate. The Mount Coot-Tha lookout for some views over Brisbane.
Yeah, we're pretty much like here, aren't we, Trainlink?
Yeah.
What, your house or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Mount Coot-Tha on this is...
I'm surprised it doesn't actually have.
It's so old it's been rubbed away.
Been worn off.
So originally this whole part of Queensland would have just been covered in this rainforest. Everywhere that's been logged and all of it's been removed for the settlements.
It's a nice intro from Matt there. We are in Maleny at the Mary Cairncross Scenic Reserve, which I believe is Ginny-Barra country for a slightly more indigenous introduction to where we are. And we're in rainforest, as Matt was kindly telling us about. We might see tree frogs and leeches.
And snakes.
And snakes.
And maybe some kangaroos, wallabies.
Kangaroos and wallabies, so yeah. You can already hear the birds, and we shall see what might jump out at us.
It's in a hurry,
Why is it running at us?
He went that way.
He's got a place to be, doesn't he? Plants or like a vine that grows up around a tree, smothers it, and smothers it, and then like it's a new tree and it's like a hollow. Oh, I think it's up here.
Isn't there one that's like hundreds of years old?
Yeah, and it's like it's all wrapped around the tree that's in the middle, and then it's grown up. Yeah, look, there's the original tree right in there. That's the original tree, and that'll be rotting away and dying inside. So it's like this tree's strangling the other tree.
It's like a, you know, when you're watching like National Geographic and you can't tell whose side you're on. Like you love the fig, but you also don't like that it's killed the tree inside. So the question of the day is, what is the bird or animal that sounds like a crying baby? Trin was trying to tell me it's the cry of a drop bear luring in unsuspecting tourists, but I've fallen for that one before.
This is awesome. See how the tree falls down and creates a clearing, and then you get all the younger trees get a chance to come up. Really cool.
So that is a padder melon, so like smaller than a wallaby. I think it might have something in its pouch.
This one you think?
It's a green catbird. Makes the baby sound.
These are the Glasshouse Mountains, and you can look at them. They're volcanic plugs.
Yes.
And they're called the Glasshouse Mountains not because they look like greenhouses, but because Captain Cook, who came here to Moreton Bay, had a look ashore, came and saw these rock sculptures, and they looked like chimneys from the glass factories in the north of England where he was from. So he came here, saw them, and it reminded him of home, so he called them the Glasshouse Mountains.
How cool was that rainforest? Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. We finished up at the rainforest and then went for lunch in Maleny, so one of the little mountainous towns in the Sunshine Coast hinterland there. And then we actually went round to Gardners Falls, which was quite a cool little swimming spot. There were youths doing all sorts of acrobatics. And then we went to Montville, had a bit of a refreshment and played some bananagrams, which I've still yet to win a game at. And that was our day. And then we had dinner in the garden, and there was a possum, there were bats. It was quite, there were geckos, it was quite an experience. Sorry, just stepping on a cat. And today we are off to the Gold Coast. So we've got a Reformer Pilates class this morning, first time doing Reformer Pilates, I'm very excited. And then we're off to the Gold Coast, and I've heard varying reviews about the Gold Coast. So I am excited to go there and make my own mind up. So we are in Burleigh Heads on the Gold Coast. I will show you the views. We've got Surfers Paradise in the distance there. Surfers Paradise, how you doing? And then I forgot to tell Trin and Matt that I have a weather curse, especially when it comes to beach days. Look at that. It's going to be quite exciting actually. A nice tropical storm coming through, so I think we're gonna go and sit in a cafe, play some more bananagrams. I'm determined to beat them, and yeah, watch the storm roll through. Day today. That has honestly flown by. I've had an absolute whale of a time, but I've got an evening flight, so still a full day. I love that, like you feel like you're leaving today, but also it's not until the evening, so you've got a whole surprise day. So I'm in the CBD. So we've got a little city tour. We're gonna go up to the sky deck and get some views over the city, and we are going to maybe get the City Cat ferry up the river, and there's a new bridge, which obviously the newness is a bit lost on me, but yeah, just looking forward to being amongst the middle of the city for the rest of the day. That's the end of another amazing trip. I am unbelievably grateful to Trinetta and Matthew for just picking me up and showing me around. I had a blast. Really feel like I saw the sights, saw beaches, saw rainforests, saw the city. Yeah, Brisbane has taken me by surprise actually. Never been before, kind of avoided it to be honest last time I was in Australia. So I am absolutely thrilled to have seen it, and yeah, as I say, just so grateful for my lovely friends who made that possible. And with that, I will close off this vlog. So thank you so much for watching. Please comment away, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and yes, I will catch you in the next video.